In today's Karista Live, we have real estate experts who will provide us with latest industry updates, property listings, and tips covering the Greater Vancouver area, Kamloops, and Alberta. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on Karista Live. I am so excited. Thank you for joining us. I am very privileged. I have five, let me just say five gorgeously handsome, smart gentlemen talking about the best places to invest. So we will be bringing in the first guest speakers. But before that, I'd like to invite all of you for our upcoming real estate investing webinar that is happening, there you go, on May the 26th, 6:30 to 8:30. Please join us. It is highly appreciated, anticipated. It's in English, so please feel free to click on the link to register for that event. So without further ado, let's cue in the introduction for our first set of wonderful speakers. Villanueva is a realtor who enjoys working with people and ensuring they achieve their goals. When he first worked with his realtor while purchasing his first home, he experienced how happy they were, not only because of their new home, but also the customer service they received to make sure they are worry-free. And now he wants to serve others with the same real estate service in the Greater Vancouver area. Michael Cabal is a professional realtor since 2005, specializing in both residential and commercial properties. For him, being a real estate agent is a passion, not a job. Michael enjoys working with people and makes sure they achieve their goals. His clients are like his family and he treats them as such. Michael is a member of the Medallion Club since 2019. He also received a Hall of Fame Platinum Award from Sunridge Realty. Thank you so much, Michael and JP. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I appreciate you coming here. And just so you know, everybody who's watching, they're not paying me to be in the show today. The reason why they're here is because we've worked with them and we've seen the level of service they provide to our clients. And they have some information that I think all of you would appreciate. So take it away, guys.
Okay, so I guess I'll be first. The cash flow in real estate properties. Okay, hang on. So what we'll be discussing today, what I'll be discussing is about cash flow. What is cash flow? How much money you want to get by renting or out your property. You know us, we want a positive cash flow, especially for investors. So that's what we want to do, is to get a positive cash flow. So what I'll be explaining right now, I'll just give you some scenarios. What is in the market right now, what has been sold in the last month or so. So at least you see what is out there and you see if it's really, how lucrative it is to become an investor here in the Greater Vancouver area. So right now, I have a scenario one, which is in Ascot Place in Vancouver. The listing was 425. It was sold for 480. For that area right now, for a one bedroom, rents are between 1,800 to 2,200, and a two bedroom is around 2,500 to $3,000. So let's just say first in that scenario one, okay, we will put like a 25% down payment, and then we'll put a 30-year amortization using variable rate. So for 480 a mortgage, less at $120,000 down payment, you will get like a $360,000 mortgage, which estimately would be around $1,300 a month. So if your rent for this one bedroom is $1,900 less $1,300 less its strata, your profit will be per month is around $700. So roughly per year, you'll get around $8,400 a year for your income. So in a 4-year projection, if it's all the same rent, we're all doing the same rent for $1,900 every year for 4 years, your projected net income rent is around $33,000. What is the next scenario? So that is just for your rent. How about your property? How about your equity, your property? So we'll just give you a rough idea. 10% increase. Okay. We won't say because it depends on the market. Last year it was around 15, 16%, but we don't want to tell you always it's gonna be that high. So we'll just put it conservative, 10% increase. So every year it increases 10%. So first year you bought it for 480, 10% increase, 528. So every year 10%, 10%, 10%. So in 4 years, you earned around $63,000 extra from your equity, okay, with the 10%. So combined together, okay, for your projection with your rent and your property, a 4-year projection, you will be earning around $256,000. Not bad for one bedroom. Another scenario that we have right now is another 2-bedroom. Okay, for this 2-bedroom, uh, listing price was 499, sold for 540. For a 2-bedroom, in that because right now this is in the Surrey location, Surrey, BC. The first one was in Vancouver. This one is in Surrey. So for this Surrey, for a 2-bedroom, an average rent is between $2,500 to $3,000, and for a 1-bedroom, it is 1,800 to 2,200. So the same thing as what we're going to be doing, putting 25% down in a 30-year amortization. So for the mortgage wise, you bought it for 540,000 less 135,000 for down payment. Your mortgage will be 405. Estimated mortgage around 1,490. So rent for a 2-bedroom again, it's 2,500 less the 1,490 less strata. Net profit you will get around 710. So 710 times 12 for that year, you earn 8,520. So it means every year you get a rent again of 8,520. Okay. So a 4-year projection, net income 34,080. Okay. So now scenario 2 again, same thing, but now it's for your property. You see the difference. Uh, you get income not only for your rent but also from your equity, from your property. So we're combining it so you get more income wise. Because as an investor, you have to think now of what are the opportunities for you to increase your income, and this is the fastest way to go. So for property, again, we're just putting it a 10% increase. So you bought the property for 540,000. For 10%, that's $54,000. So again, for 4 years, you earn $71,000 just for your property. So we combined it again. You earn 71,000 for your property plus your income combined with your property income projection. You earn around $284,000.
Okay, thank
So
you.
now,
Thank you. Sorry, Michael. I'm going to be interrupting you for a second here. As I promised, everyone, if you have any questions, please type it in, and I will be very rude and interrupt the speaker. I'll be very, very respectful. And because we want to honor your questions, so please type it in. And we have the first question here. The question is, good afternoon. Question po, for the projection, shouldn't we incorporate other expenses such as the insurance, or the renter po ang magbabayad nun? So did you want to address that, Michael? And I'll also put in my opinion about that in a minute.
sure thing. So that's for the projection. So I'll just flip up the slides here for the here. So example for this projection. Yes, you have to put for insurance. Mostly for the insurance wise, it's not going to be that expensive, because remember, if you're going to be you're going to be a landlord, you're going to get a different kind of insurance. Roughly for that kind of insurance for the whole year, averagely it's for the whole year. Okay, it's around $1,000. That's for the whole year. So $1,000 divided by 12, so that's less than $100 a month extra. So technically speaking, it won't really dent on your net profit because of that project of that insurance wise.
That's a thank you for that, Michael. And then I honor the question and I honor Mike's response. So there are other things that you could incorporate in this, and I think some of the other presenters will be very detailed. So I think the intention here is to give you a big picture in that, and then if you really think about it, if the positive cash flow is 700, this is what I invite you to look at this. If the positive cash flow is 700, there's a lot of room for the other expenses. I think that's what Michael is saying. And for the interest of staying big picture, and that he did not include the other little bitty things that could be part of the equation. So obviously, when you purchase a property, when you are working with Karista Mortgage, your mortgage strategy manager, we will be more detailed. There's a lot of other details that will be part of your due diligence. Again, we just want to make sure as simple as it is so that you guys will not be, what they say, analysis paralysis with too much detail. So thank you for that question. And thank you, Michael. Let's continue on, please.
That's correct. Because, as an investor, you have to think of so much things. And because of that, so much things, if we put it all at the same time at this one, you'll get confused. So you have to really, sit down with the experts. They discuss point, and then from there you can now decide if you want to invest or not. But this is a big picture of what can happen to you, and the best thing that can do. So now, to make it now, what is available? What is currently listing? So what is currently listing is right now in the Burnaby area for a 2-bedroom townhouse that's around 940 square foot. It's being listed right now for 728. Okay, currently, okay, rent in that area for a 2-bedroom is between $2,800 to $3,000 for that kind of townhouse. So the same thing. Okay, the same thing with the 30% down payment, 30 amortization. You'll see whatever happens, you get increase. Okay, but of course, as an investor, you have to think of what risk you're taking. You want the greater risk, because the greater risk, you have greater rate of return. What does that mean? Greater risk means more money down payment. So I'll give you the best scenario that I can think of right now. Scenario 4, a house. Okay, because this one, you put more money down, but you see the big difference of the equity. Now, this house is in 88 Avenue. It will be listed by June. One of my new listing that will be coming out by June. It's a 5-bedroom with a 2-bedroom suite downstairs and a 3-bedroom upstairs. 2,400 square foot. We'll be listing it, averagely it's 1.3, but in that area. For a 2-bedroom suite, the basement is rented out for 1,900. For a 3-bedroom, it's 2,600.
I'm sorry, Michael. I'm laughing because it seems like it was Michael and I have been working together for like over 15 years, but it seems like it was just yesterday that a 2-bedroom suite in Burnaby was like $500.
$500.
I'm just like looking at this number. I'm like, what the heck? But anyway, keep going. My jaw just like.
So for that kind of place, combined rent for the upstairs and downstairs, rent is around 4,500, because the upstairs is like the downstairs is 1,900 and the upstairs is around 2,600. So combine the two, it is 4,500. So 4,500 less your mortgage, because your mortgage is, let's say you buy a 1.350 less 30%, that's 405. Your mortgage will be 945. Estimated mortgage, monthly mortgage, 3,488. Okay. So with this, we computing it with the rent of 4.5 less the mortgage. You have no strata, and then with that one, your net profit for that place is around 1,012 per month. Okay, so times 12 again, your rent your net profit in rent is around 12,144 a month. So again, if you want to add again your insurance and all of those stuff, even though your insurance is $200 or other expenses, with $1,000, you still have lots of leeway to move. But the big thing about this is the equity again, because with a house, of course, you have bigger equity because even though it's only 10%, because you bought a 1.3 million, a 10% of that one is already $135,000. Okay, so for a projection for that 4 years, you earn almost like $200,000 just for profit alone, your equity alone. Okay, so right now all of this are all conservative numbers. Okay, because we don't want to put it high, because right now what happened last 5 months ago, a property increased 20% in only 4 months. So we don't want, as an investor, you have to also think about, the, you have to think that, hey, to be conservative, so at least you know that whatever happens, you can get at least 10% for that year. So that's my presentation. Oh, that's it. Almost done. So just to let you know, 90% of all millionaires become millionaires through real estate. So, let's talk more about investment. JP, you're next.
Well, thank
Thank
you for
you.
that, Michael. Learned a lot there, and I hope that inspired you all. JP, you're up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bernadette. Thanks for having me. Again, my name is JT Villanueva, real estate agent here in Greater Vancouver. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to ask. I would like to talk about first of all, the market update here in Greater Vancouver, see how the market is doing, as well as vacancy rates, and also add on some more information for Michael's presentation earlier in terms of cash flows and where would you invest in terms of, okay, I have this much savings, what would I do with this now in terms of real estate is concerned. So at this point in time, because of the mortgage rate increase, we tend to see that the market is settling down. We see more inventories in the market. So the buyers now are able to see more options. Okay, what does that mean? So it means that we tend to see less bidding wars happening. We tend to see less multiple offers coming in because not very many people are getting a qualification as high as they used to be. And now buyers have more negotiating power. So it's a good thing to always talk about speak to your local realtor to understand how these factors could affect your home buying or selling situation. Okay. So in terms of the vacancy rates here in Greater Vancouver, at this point in time, Vancouver has the lowest vacancy rates out of Canada. The ratio right now is at 1.2%, which is more than half of a decrease as compared to last year. Simply because what's happening is as the local economy improve, and less restrictions of COVID-19, we're seeing migration increase, and we're also seeing international students returning into the region to study. So all these factors increase the demand and combine to lower in vacancy rate. Okay, so the bottom line is if you got 25,000 people coming into Metro Vancouver for every 3 months, then we need to be building homes for them. But well, the good news is we're always building supplies to keep up with the demand. So as you can see, we have variety of upcoming developments in Metro Vancouver. You will see 40 combinations of high rises and low rises condos. If you are familiar with Edmonds Skytrain, that entire development in South Burnaby or East Burnaby, 40 combinations of high-rise and low-rise condos will be built in the next 15 to 20 years. You will see more condominium developments along River District Village, along Marine Way beside the Fraser River. More high-rise condos along Brentwood and Lougheed and Burkitt-Lam SkyTrain Station. We have also noticed huge development in Langley area, mainly low-rise condominiums and townhouses. And last but not least, one of the most fastest growing city all over Canada is Surrey, which we have seen a significant increase in property value. Developments one after another, both commercial and residential, low-rise and high-rise condos. We see more construction happening, including SkyTrain, UBC campus. And then again, it's because of the increase of population here in Metro Vancouver. So some of the main questions that we tend to receive are, how do I justify between buying versus renting? Well, first of all, it's never a bad timing to buy. For as long as you have enough down payment and you have a source of income, whether you're employed, whether you're self-employed, whether you're businessman or investor, we can definitely help. But some people are saying, okay, but why rent? Well, as I mentioned earlier, actually, the current rental for a two-bedroom right now is approximately 2,500 a month for a two-bedroom. And for a one-bedroom is actually about $2,000 a month. But why rent? So if your rental is way below the the rental value, let's say you're only renting for $1,000 a month, but since you have that renting, but since you've been renting for that very long time, then you are able to save, which you can then use as a deposit to an investment property, right? So you're able to save more savings and then use that to buy an investment such as a pre-sale. Okay. On the other side, if you're a landlord and have that savings coming from rent, rather than paying off your mortgage, it's the same thing. It may be a better idea for you to use that savings and buy another investment property. So now you have your current property and then you have another investment property, both appreciating in value rather than putting everything in one basket. So again, if you have any questions, again, as you can see as well in this graph, that uh, for this month of April and May, that we tend to see the market stabilizing, and the market is pretty much becoming settling down as it used to be. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call or message me and Michael. We're here to help you. Again, my name is JP Villanueva. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, JP. We have their contact information showing here. So if you need to reach out to them, there it is. And again, reminder for everybody watching, please join us, Real Estate Investing webinar happening on May 26th. So would love to see you there. We talked about vacancy rates, importance of that, and due diligence, positive cash flow, and all this gorgeous stuff that they covered. So thank you, Michael and JP. We will bring you back later for additional Q&A. Thank you. And of course, we would like to welcome our next speaker, another favorite of our investors. So before we bring him in, let's watch this intro. Next guest expert from Kamloops, Doren Quinton, currently owns and operates Century 21 Desert Hills Realty. He helps his clients find the perfect home and investment for their families. Whether you're buying or selling a home, he has the experience and drive to help you. He is devoted to understanding his clients' needs, providing exceptional real estate experiences, and ensuring the process of buying and selling a home is a positive one. Hello, Doren. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me again, Bernadette.
Yes, you've made a lot of our investors wealthy with your expertise and excellent care, which is also a very rare combination. Sometimes when people are such experts, the caring drops. But you seem to have both. So thank you. You are here. A lot of our investors want to know what's happening in Kamloops, so I won't take too much more time. So please go ahead with your presentation.
Sounds great. Thanks very much. So just got to figure out how I can forward these slides. Oh, is that working?
Yes, it's working.
Excellent. I know what I'm doing a little bit.
Nay,
All
yay.
right. So why Kamloops? As Bernadette mentioned, I've worked with a lot of Karista clients. They've been fantastic to deal with. I know most of you aren't in Kamloops, so I've done a ton of videos of homes. I've done a lot of cash flow analysis. I do send out a detailed cash flow analysis for every property that you may have an interest in. So you can see exactly what your bottom line is going to be if you buy that house. I'm going to go through a few of those cash flow estimates today. I'm going to show you some homes that are currently listed, and I'm going to show you the last 12 months of homes that I've been able to buy for Karista clients. I actually couldn't get them all in there. There's been a lot, but I've really enjoyed working with the Karista clients. They've been great. Kamloops provides excellent investment opportunities. Our prices have gone up a lot as half of Vancouver has left and come to Kamloops. That's just because it's so beautiful here. We have great weather, except for today. And it's just a great place to live. So I do have to be honest, about 80% of my clients right now are coming from Vancouver. So that's just how crazy it's been. So why invest in Kamloops? This is just a little bit of a snapshot how we compare to Vancouver, Kelowna, other areas. If you look at the charts there, I know they're small. Our line is well below. We're way down below Chilliwack, below Vancouver, below Fraser Valley. But the great thing is that our rental rates are almost the same. So you get to buy a house at a lot lower price and you get the same rent. And we're going to go through that here in a minute. As I mentioned, Kamloops lifestyle, we love to ski, we love to hike, we love to fish. There's 200 lakes within half an hour at Kamloops. You can do so many things here, and during the summer, it hardly ever rains. So we get to enjoy all of those things without having to worry about the weather. Just some of the major employers in Kamloops. We are a university town. We have a lot of school district employees. We're also interior health, so we have a lot of health clients here, and we have a few operating mines around Kamloops as well. So we have quite a bit of industrial demand in the marketplace. And as Michael and JP were talking about, our vacancy rates are basically negative in Kamloops. We have thousands of people living in hotels waiting for rental suites to come up. So I know a lot of my clients have said, well, how do I find a client? I said, advertise it and see what happens. And they get 50, 60 applications within a day. It's crazy. So it is not hard to get tenants in Kamloops. But let's talk, everybody's talking about real estate right now. Interest rates are rising, inflation's through the roof. What's happening with real estate right now? Because I know it's a challenging environment. So let's take a look at what's happening. Here's a look at Chilliwack, Fraser Valley, Greater Vancouver. The orange bars are 2021 sales. The blue bars are the same time period in 2022. So as you can see, sales are slowing down pretty significantly in the Fraser Valley and Greater Vancouver, pretty significantly in the other chart in the Okanagan as well. Kamloops has slowed down as well, but not nearly as much. And there is still a lot of demand, not as many multiple offers anymore, but still lots of demand coming into the market. But sales are definitely slowing, which is making it easier for Karista clients to buy. I mean, we've had to compete over the last year on just about every purchase. We've been successful, but now we don't have to compete as much. So we can be a little bit more selective in what we get out there. So let's talk specifically about the real estate market in Kamloops then. So down here on the right is the average price. And as you can see, prices have driven up pretty significantly. A lot of Karista clients bought here in the 2018, 2019, 2020. They've done significantly. Their returns are phenomenal. That's not going to continue, but I do focus on getting positive cash flow, I don't put house price increases into my estimates. So if the house prices go up, that's just a huge bonus. On the left is the active listings, and this has been very important with the supply demand ratio. And if you look at it by year, it's been trending down. We've seen a little bit of an uptick in the number of active listings this year. And if you look at April, we're just above the 10-year average for number of new listings, and we're pretty normal here for April. So hopefully we've seen a little bit of that imbalance starting to shift back, which is giving buyers a few more options. So that's a great thing to see. So let's just go quickly through the last 12 months Karista client purchases. So this was actually a threeplex. This was bought in 2021, and I've only put the last 12 months on here. This was purchased for $676, brings in $4,600 a month in revenue. This is a half duplex. It was bought for $445, brings in $3,000. This is a single family home. It was bought for $585, brings in $3,200. Those are all pretty typical for Kamloops. Here's another half duplex, 522, brings in, well, it would actually bring in a little bit more than that now. It'd probably be in the 3,200 range. Single family home brings in 3,800. This one has a basement suite in it. And this was a nicely renovated property bought in October of last year, bought for $688, and it brings in $4,200 a month. This half duplex is suited. Purchased for $485 in October last year, and it brings in $2,750. And like I said, the list is long. There's been lots of Karista clients buying in Kamloops. This house was bought for $570, brings in $3. You can see all the rest on here. And last slide, right up to one closed yesterday, and I got another one closing in 2 days with Karista clients. So these last two, this was a half duplex, was bought for $545, brings in $3,000. And this is a cute little single family home that's built in a new development. It was just built in 2017. A Karista client bought this one for $675, and it will bring in about $3,200 a month. Interesting story here, and I will share this. I know this client went out and he decided to try and rent it himself instead of getting a property manager. And he put it on the market for $3,200 a month. And he was surprised that people were calling him and saying, I'll give you $3,500. I'll give you $3,600. People were basically bidding to be able to rent his house, which is just the way the market is. So you can almost get anything you want for rent. But I would prefer to have a really good tenant to get a reasonable rent rather than a really high rent with a bad tenant. You want good tenants. So I'm going to give you 3 opportunities that are currently on the market. This one is right downtown. It's a half duplex. It's got a suite in the basement. So it's got 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 bedrooms downstairs. It's got the 1-car garage with it. Premium rent because you're walking distance to the hospital, all of the shopping downtown, all of the office buildings. And it is a non-strata, so you're not paying any strata fees. So when I work down my costs, I do include everything in there. I would expect this one to sell around $625. So you got your down payment of $125. Upstairs rent, you'd get about $2,200. Downstairs, you'd get $1,600. So you get about $3,800 on this. I also put in a 3% mortgage, so that number is at 3%. Bernadette, what kind of interest rates can you get right now?
On a variable is slightly higher than that, but it's still that ballpark makes sense.
Yeah, 3% is pretty close to what you can get right now.
Yes.
Property taxes, $35.48 a year, so that's $296 a month. Your insurance, your utilities, your city services, which are your water, sewer, garbage. After all of those costs, you're still bringing in about $588 a month. Your net income would be about $17.99 a month. And your return on investment is about 17.3% per year. So do keep in mind that that does not include any appreciation. And we have seen significant appreciation over the last couple of years.
And just to let you guys know, Doren has a very strong accounting background. That's why he's very detailed. That's our investors appreciate it, because when they do look at a property, this is the kind of breakdown that he provides. And as he has mentioned, he doesn't even mention the appreciation. He just focuses on the now and what it is that he sees for the particular property, which all of you guys, if there's something that you want, as he's going to give this to you. So just know that. Thank you, Doren.
Perfect. Thank you, Bernadette. Number 2, this is another newer built home. Small single family detached. This one was built in 2017. It's currently listed for $649,900. So the beautiful thing about this is you buy these kind of properties and you have almost zero maintenance. They are almost new. They are in Bearland strata, so you're only paying $90 a month for your strata fee, and that includes your water and your sewer. And fantastic area here, close to the university. It's like 2 minutes away from Costco and all the shopping, and great area for rent. Lots of families in this area. So listed at $649,900. I think you could pick this one up around $640,000. Your total rent would be about $3,300 plus utilities. So you'd get the tenant to pay utilities on this one. There's your mortgage, your property taxes, your insurance, your $90 a month in strata. It does not cover garbage, so that city service is just your garbage fees. You're still cash flowing positive $401 a month, and you're getting about a 15% ROI. But you're buying a fairly new home and you've got zero maintenance. So sometimes a little bit less return with zero maintenance is the way to go.
I love what you said, 15%. And some people are like, oh, the other one is, did you say 17? And this is,
yeah, it was 17. Yeah.
15. And then people will be like, oh, that's that much. Hello, people, stock market gives you, I don't know, 4%, 5%. So this is fantastic. Anything that's 10% and above is like gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I hope that puts this rate of return in context here.
Yeah,
Thanks, Doren.
You're absolutely correct, Bernadette. And if, as Michael said, the market goes up 10%, then you've got you haven't even got a 25% return, because you still got to use your 128,000 down, and the house goes up 60%. That's a 50% raise just on your down payment. So you'd be like a 65% return if the market went up 10%.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Can't count on that though, so I don't include it.
Exactly.
351 Poplar Street. I am going to cheat a little bit on this one because a Karista client bought this one yesterday.
Oh boy.
So this one has 3 bedrooms upstairs and a 2-bedroom suite downstairs. Significantly renovated top to bottom. Everything in this house is brand new. Even though it's a really, well, not really old, but it's an older home, but everything inside is brand new. So let's look at the numbers. So listed at $649,900. They bought it at $650,000. There's their down payment. They should be able to get upstairs rent of at least $2,200. Downstairs $1,600. There's your mortgage. There's your property taxes. There's your insurance and your city services. Cash flow $631 a month. Net income $1,890, and there's your 17% ROI again. So those are the 3 that I've selected this time. There's lots more coming on the market every day, and whenever people are ready, I start to send them ideas that they can go out and start having a look. And like I said, I'll get videos, send them, walk them through the house. I'll take care of everything here because most of your clients are not in Kamloops.
That's right. So sorry about that. Thank you, Doren. And we're going to give the contact information for Doren here in a sec if you want to take advantage of, it was 3, but now it's 2 left. So, but I'm pretty sure Doren will be able to send you more opportunities when it comes up. The other thing, Doren, I don't know if you're aware, but we do have a property manager now in Kamloops. Did you know that?
Yes, I was talking to him a few days ago.
Yes. So one of the beautiful thing that that we hear at Karista is every challenge is a gift. Every challenge gives us an opportunity. So a lot of our Kamloops investors would love to have a property manager there in Kamloops because they're here and all. They just want to be hands off. Some would like to manage it, some won't. So we give options. And now we do have a property manager there in Kamloops. So we're very, very grateful that we have that option. So that's great, Doris. If you know anybody as well, we have someone now. Great. So thank you for that. We will bring back Doren after our third set of presenters. Thank you, Doren. So we would like to invite our next presenter, but before that, let's watch this introduction video. Briones is an award-winning realtor who received a Platinum Award and Diamond Award in 2013, 2014, and 2015. His realtor journey started with a condo transaction that piqued his interest in real estate. He got the gist from his realtor, but his thirst for knowledge prompted him to do further research. Realizing how much more there is to buying and selling a home, Alex decided to get his real estate license. He wants to be that kind of agent who empowers his clients with information and research. Joining Alex is Bryan Panganiban. He aims for genuine connections to establish long-term relationships with his clients. Having experienced the difficulty and uncertainty of moving between provinces, Bryan has helped many families move or invest in Calgary. As a realtor, he ensures that the entire process is fun, easy, and stress-free. We're happy to welcome Alex Briones and Bryan Panganiban from the Briones Real Estate Group. Hi, Alex. Hi, Bryan. How are you?
Hello.
Oh, thanks for having us. This is our first time with Karista.
Yes, thank you for joining us. First time on KaristaLive here today. We've worked with multiple clients. We appreciate the experience. That's why you are here, and we have a few clients who are interested in your area. That's why we invited you. Of course, we wouldn't have invited you if you weren't nice to our clients, and you were extremely nice. So you are here joining us today. And before we have your presentation, I just wanted to acknowledge our marketing team for the introduction video that they created for our speakers. Just like you guys, it's the first time I've seen it because, they just like to surprise me. I love surprises. It was excellent. So thank you, Karista marketing team. That was gorgeous. Alex and Bryan, you will be talking about your market, and all of us who are watching here, if you have any questions, please type it in the chat box. We would love to honor your questions here. And also a reminder again, join us, Karista, Real Estate Investing Webinar, highly in demand. You know what Doren had mentioned earlier, there were so many investors. They all started with the webinar, they learned, they executed, and now they're multimillionaires, as I said. So they don't want me saying that online, but they are. Anyway, so thank you, Alex and Bryan. Take it away. Uh-oh, it's not showing.
There you go. Can you see it now?
Can you see it?
No, it should probably, it's not showing. Can you click on the slide and maybe it will show? We're having technical difficulties.
Can you see this one?
It's not working. We just see a black screen for some reason. Can you control it, Mike? No? Oh, there. Okay, try again. Start.
Play. What now?
Play from start. Yeah.
It's the wrong screen.
It's the wrong screen.
The other screen.
The other screen, apparently. Sorry, guys. This is the beauty of live, and this is the beauty of computers. They just have their own brains and hearts. What's the way to?
Should I stop a Jessica? Wait. How about now?
We need you to click like play.
You have to stop sharing and then share it again.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Okay.
Stop sharing.
There you go.
And then
We'll share again.
This time, share the window
this time share the window. Share it again, but share the window
that has the slide.
that has the slide. There you go. I think it's going to work. Yay!
There you go.
Alrighty.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. There you go.
All right, here we go. Investing in Calgary. Let Bryan do this one.
Okay, let's start with our April 2022 statistics because it just ended. So we want to talk about our benchmark pricing. Let's start with the detached home. What's that? Detached home is $28,000, $628,900. That's price of a condo in Vancouver, right?
Right.
Semi-detached home.
Like the 400 square foot, 500. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Studio. Semi-detached, we're at $487,900. It's very affordable, as you can see. Row. So that row is a townhome for those of our viewers that don't know. Our benchmark for townhomes are $343,000, and condos, apartment condos, $272,600.
Now, keep in mind that this prices right now is up from last year. Look at the detached homes; they are like 19% from last year. Semi-detached, 16%, and then the row houses are like 17%, and of course the apartment. It's not much gain, but it's still an 8% increase from last year. So we're having a really good year this year. That's we've never seen for a very long time. I would say for the last like 6 years we are on the decline side, but just something happened in this year that market is just crazy here in Calgary.
All right, going to our next slide. We'll try to go through these really quick. Why should you invest in Calgary? Number one, we're cheaper than Ontario and BC. I came from BC myself, so I've experienced and enjoyed that. With our prices now and rental income, you will receive a positive cash flow easily. Okay, Calgary has one of the youngest and growing populations in Canada, and it also has one of the highest incomes in Canada. All right, and did you know in 2019, Calgary was ranked 5th most livable city in the world? Right? Did you also know that Calgary is the sunniest major city in Canada? Out of 365 days in the year, 333 of those days were filled with sunshine.
Mhm.
And this piece I really want to talk about. Some investors in Vancouver, BC, and Ontario, they don't know this. We don't have property transfer tax here. Okay, I know that costs buyers quite a bit of money when they purchase a new property over there in BC. And I just want to show this example. This is from one of our Karista clients who bought in March. Purchase price of this townhome was $251,000. 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, built in 2010. Total square foot living space 1,680. Guess how much rent it's getting?
$2,100.
$2,100 a month.
And this is in a good community, good area too for $351,000 townhouse condo.
And total monthly expense, I didn't break it down here because I know that number changes with interest rates and things like that. But this client's total expense, including property tax, insurance cost, condo fee, is $1,700 a month. I had the ROI calculated in this at 36%. Okay, here's an example of current active listings under $400,000 for this one. This is a townhouse in Copperfield. It's a very good community. Only 2 days on the market. This one is actually a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom.
Yep. And this is the one of actually the nicest community here in Calgary, and a detached home for $460,000. This is the list price right now. A lake community, beautiful, beautiful community, and it's in new. It's like 2006. This community itself was started when they start building this around like in 2005, 2006. So It's quite nice. So yeah, $460,000. That's why when you guys are showing those prices of the home, like a 1.3 million or something, it's like, oh my goodness. So I think yeah, that's why Calgary is very attractive right now for a lot of investors from Toronto and Vancouver.
Obviously, lower down payment as well, right? 20% of this property would be $92,000, and the man-made lake communities here is something else. You
Yeah.
guys have to see it. Next
Next,
time we'll have a picture or a video. It's beautiful. It's something I've never seen in BC.
I mean, was it Darren was saying that there's like 200 and lakes or something, and right now in Calgary we don't have much lake, so we have to make our own lake. That's why this community is really hot and really good because we made a lake. So yeah,
All right,
that's it.
that's it for us.
That's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. And can we please bring in all of our guest speakers today? Yay. There's Michael, there's Alex, there's Bryan, there's Doren. I don't know if JP can join us. I think he is driving right now, but would be great if he comes. There you go. JP, there you go. Yay. All right. So thank you for having all of you. I just wanted to acknowledge the information that you provided. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching today got something, 2 things, 3 things out of that. And hopefully all of you are watching. Knowledge is not power. Execution is better power. So when you take action from the information that you got today, then you know that is effective. So there's that. Eric said here, those are excellent properties. We love Kamloops. So true. Thank you, Eric. And then we also put in the chat box the contact information for Alex and Bryan. So if you are interested in investing in Calgary, there is their contact information. I'm pretty sure they will provide you with opportunities that would be interesting to you. So we have a question here let's start with, I'd like to start first with Doren. How many times should you view a potential investment property before you buy it? And the reason why I'm asking you that is some of our investors are over here and I'm going to be there. So would you please answer that in that context when the investors are over here, and then of course the other layer is if they're over there.
Well, that's a very interesting question because honestly, over the last 2 years, lots of people have been buying investment properties without even viewing them. So there's a couple things that happen in Kamloops for your clients who aren't in Kamloops. Typically, like I said, I send a cash flow estimate. I'll go view the property. I'll let them know what I think about it, and then I'll send them a video of the property as well. So, I mean, if it's the right property and the numbers make sense, you really only have to see it once. If you still have questions or you want to go back, I mean, you can look at a property as many times as you want, but if you take too long, somebody else is going to buy it. So view it once. If there's still questions, go back. But that's what an inspection is for afterwards, is to answer all those unknown questions. So really, you only need to see it once to make a good decision and have a good set of numbers in front of you.
I love what Doren said. So I've had the fortunate experience of working with those investors in particular. And one of the rules is Doren will give you different properties and you can have a feel for it. And as an investor, you fall in love with the numbers, not the property. You're not going to live in it. Yes. And then second, there's that principle, you have to tie up the property in the contract, right? So you tie it up and it doesn't mean you have to buy it. All it means when you tie it up is it gives you an opportunity to do your due diligence, like what Doren said. But at least when you've tied it up, if you like it, then it's awesome. If you don't like it, it's also awesome because you can just let it go. But the worst thing you can do, which a lot of investors have done, is, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, let me think about it. Hey, Doren, I think I'd like to consider it. Sorry, gone. Just like that property that Doren has shown us earlier, it was available. Now it's gone. So bear that in mind. Bear those strategies in mind. When you make an offer on the property, it doesn't mean that you're buying it, especially if you have subjects, which is your rights, which are your protection. But when you go subject free, that's a different story. So hopefully that clarifies that. And Sienna has a question here for Alex and Bryan. If the investor is here in BC, can you buy a rental property in Alberta?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes.
Yes, we've had a few people who have done that. They wanted to diversify, so they have done that. So yes, Sienna, absolutely, you can certainly do that. And then do we have another question here? Josie has a question for Michael. What is the current trend for selling? Is it multiple bidding? Good question, Michael.
Right now, what we see in the market, it's cooling down a little bit. There's not much multiple bidding. There is still some, but not much anymore. So right now for investors, it's a good time to buy because you have more opportunities to, ask for a lower price rather than the higher price kind of thing.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you. And that's along the lines of the second question. So I'd like to address this question to Alex and Bryan because some of our investors will be here along the lines of what Sienna asked. What questions should buyers ask when purchasing a rental property?
Well, for investors, what matters the most are the numbers, right? Top of the question that we often get asked: how much rent am I going to get in this area? Which is a very important question, right? If you know your total expenses, you've worked it out with your Karista mortgage broker, you can compare that with your revenue, right?
Yeah. Another thing to consider too is the appreciation. Sometimes you want to have like here in Calgary, we are about like 1.3 million population, and we have some area that the property appreciate pretty well. And if we can combine the appreciation plus the positive cash flow, that's going to be awesome. So yeah, we try to find some properties that within those neighborhood and area that has a good potential for growth. That that at the same time we can have some positive cash flow. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. I love what you said about the importance of positive cash flow, which I think Doren has mentioned earlier. When you have a positive cash flow, then the appreciation is like gravy, it's dessert. You get into trouble when your number one is appreciation because we can't really control it. We are fortunate. I mean, we have this deep certainty that it will go up, but you kind of want to not use that as your purpose type of thing. So we have additional questions here. Where are we at, team? Do you have any property manager whom you would recommend in Calgary? There you go. Yes.
We actually work with a property manager in our office. So whenever we have a Karista client after a successful purchase, we link them up with a property manager in their office.
Yes.
That way you're hands off. We take care of everything for you. We take care of the whole process, linking you up with a lawyer, property manager, and your property gets rented out.
Yay, total hands off. So some investors love hands off, some investors love hands on, and there's no right or wrong. Whichever is right for you is perfectly perfect. So next question, please. Do you have another question here? Comment. If I'm interested in a property, how much notice do you need to write an offer to a seller? So there's that next. If I'm interested in the property, how much notice do you need to write an offer to a seller? So Michael, would you like to answer that?
Sure thing. For that type of question, that question is, I don't want to say long or short, but if I was an investor, if I found the correct property that I know I will have a cash flow, I know that it will increase, I would write it immediately. Okay, because right now time is money. So if you wait and you lose that property, then So if I were you, if I were the investor, if I like a property, write an offer right away. Because anyway, what Bernadette said, it doesn't mean that it's already sold. It just means that we will be, you got the place, it's like a reserve kind of thing, and you now do your due diligence to check everything out, to check your cash flow, all of those stuff. And if you, in the bottom, you say the numbers plus, 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 then go ahead.
I love what you said, Michael. When you make an offer, don't think of it as anything like ownership. Think of it as reservation. There you go. Then
Yes.
hopefully that will remove the fear of taking action on that one. So then we have, along those lines, we have a comment from Jeng here, which I really love. And she said here, as they say, and from our experience, don't wait, then buy, do buy, then wait. So they say, don't wait to buy, and then wait when it comes to real estate. So I love that. Do we have any more questions, team, from the audience? Is that it? Okay, so the final question that I have for all of you that I would love you, or comment that I would like you to leave. Again, thank you for joining us today. One, thank you for taking care of our clients. Thank you for your excellence through caring and going above and beyond. And this is what we have here with you all, is hopefully is a long-term relationship, long-term caring for our clients. So along those lines, what is one final piece of advice that you can give potential real estate investors, aside from joining us on a real estate investing webinar on May 26th? JP.
Yes, my best suggestion is always go for the numbers. I'm also a numbers game, ensuring that you check what's on the market, compare whatever you're looking for in terms of the comparables. Okay, always speak with a real estate expert to make sure and get that information and get there. It's always best to ask for suggestions, ask for advice in terms of the cash flows, what the rental value in that area. Again, the location, the vacancy rate. Is it will it give me a good positive cash flow, as what Michael and Doren earlier. So ensuring that getting some advices, and always ensuring that take your time, and again, just all about comparables. Thank you.
Thank JP. Michael,
Yes.
final piece of advice.
For my advice, very simple: have fun. Because for investing, it's, for me as an investor, because I am also an investor. So I have fun doing investment, because when you know the numbers, when you see the numbers, it's all positive numbers. You are having fun. Because if you're in negative numbers, you won't have fun. So for me, I want all my clients, have fun, do your research, and enjoy the ride.
Lovely. Thank you, Michael. Of course, Alex and Bryan.
One piece of advice is, I think we'd say that find the right partners, not just like in a business partners, but the real estate agent, like the mortgage broker that will do the job, right job for you and get it done for you. Those are key, especially if you're investing. If you're from Vancouver or Toronto, you're investing here in Calgary, you don't know anything. Like Doren said, that some buyers purchase a home they have not even seen. So you're gonna need to have that trust and the right guy to help you find that perfect home for you.
Okay, and
Right? Anything?
Oh,
Bryan.
my turn, I guess. I thought it was speaking for both of us.
Yeah.
We often get asked, when is the best time to buy or sell real estate? And our answer to that is, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
It's all about how prepared and how ready you are. So
You gotta pre-approve. Get it all
Yes.
done.
Yes. Exactly. And
Pre-approved first.
yes, please make sure you get pre-approved first, to make sure you dot your I's, cross your T's. It's funny. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now. You would think mortgage will be easier over time. It's getting harder and harder and harder. Now we need your blood type, your firstborn, and no, just kidding. We just need more information, and more documentation, and that is true. We have a final question before I ask you, Doren. your insight here. Follow up to making an offer, which is similar to like making a reservation. Does it mean I can back out from the offer if I change my mind? Hallelujah. That's a great one. Doren.
Well, that's an interesting question that I would answer differently for an investor and differently for a realtor, because when you enter into a contract, it's a legally binding contract. You have to have a reason to back out.
Yeah.
But you can back out if there's any problems with the house, if there's any problems with your financing, if there's any problems with your insurance. So all of those are valid reasons. If you just change your mind, that's not really a valid reason. To be honest, if you cancel the contract, nobody really ever comes after you. But I do have to answer that in a legal response because it is a legally binding contract.
I love what you said, Doren, and I'm glad that you qualified it as that, because we have to be very careful in how people treat that. I made it light, this way I made it fun. But at the end of the day, when you make an offer with the intention of, because you want to back out so that in case you change your mind, that's really not a strategic move. The reason why we had mentioned that is you're reserving. When you do make that offer, you will be assuming that it's a great property. That's the initial feeling, that this is a great property. You don't just go, oh my God, Doren gave me 4 and do with that one. Just make sure you add that extra layer amongst this type of property. I have a feeling this is a great one. Now that's when the due diligence comes in to prove if it is a great one. Not, okay, I'm going to make an offer on this property with the intention of backing out. Like what is that? So again, we give you that option so that you don't feel afraid, but at the same time, you also want to honor the seller, the selling agent, and the buying agent. It's not just they pick a piece of paper and you sign it. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of analysis. There's a lot of negotiation. There's a lot of time, wisdom, and expertise that comes in with that contract. To you, it's just a piece of paper. To these experts, it's something bigger than that. So I hope you honor that. Keep that in mind when you do make an offer. So thank you for clarifying that, Doren. I love that you said that. So I think that's when we invite your final piece of advice for our investors today.
You're asking me?
Yes. It's your turn. Everybody said it.
So I'm gonna expand a little bit on what Bryan and Alex said, because they took exactly what I was gonna say. I do think it's really important who you work with. I don't know how many deals I have won for Karista clients or other clients in the last year because of who I am. I've been in the industry for a long time. I've been the president of the Real Estate Association here. Everybody knows me. I don't know how many multiple offers I was in that said, these guys have a higher offer, but we want to work with you, Doren. There's lots of people that say, oh, my sister's best friend, niece just became a realtor. I'm going to go use her. You're not going to win. You might, but your chances aren't great. So use someone that knows what they're doing and use that knowledge and experience to your benefit. That's what we're here for.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And so this is when I share my key takeaways from what you guys share. I'm sure that there's a lot, but what I really want to stress on is the value of those rents. Like keep that in mind. Some of you would look at those rental income. You just go, oh yeah. People pause and you say $2,800. $3,000. That's coming into me. I need you to understand that. It's just a number. Look at your paycheck and then look at that. It's going to come in. Somebody is willing to pay for that. So there's that. Just make sure you notice that, take that in. And then some people focus a lot on the expenses, which makes sense. But sometimes when you put energy on the income, I think that's more powerful. And also, I kept hearing the our realtor saying it's a slowdown, it's a slowdown, and some people watching, they treat that as, oh my God, it's slowing down, the market's going to drop, and it's slowing down, maybe this is not a good time to buy, which exactly fuels the slowing down. And then this is what's going to happen to the market, right? Everybody goes nuts, but and then all of a sudden it's going to go up. Oh no, my God, the price, there's no crash, and you all go buy at the same time. Then it just shoots up again. And my invitation is, when you see this slowing down, what I want you to hear is the other thing that they also said. There's opportunities. There's better opportunities. There is more instead of less. So sometimes it's the opportunity that gives you the most advantage. So I'd love to stress on that. And then finally, what Doren said. Sometimes you all here focus on the how. And sometimes it's the who, not the how, that you need to focus on. When you are working with the right who, the hows take care of itself. But sometimes you focus on the who, my friends, my family, they said, or the media. So your who becomes those who are not experts, who don't have the experience, who don't have your best interest in mind, and they're coming from the point of view of their biases, your personal friends. But when you're working with experts, true experts do not do it for money. True experts do it because of long-term relationships. They do it for the service. They do it because they want to make a difference. So again, I hope that resonates with you. I honor Michael, I honor Doren, and I honor Alex. And did I miss anything? I'm getting a wave of my people here, just to make sure I stay on point there. Thank you to all the speakers here today. And I'm supposed to mention, we have a real estate investing webinar again on May 26th. I know I sound like a broken record, but repetition is the mother of mastery, apparently, or memory. So please join us on that. As I said, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of people become really wealthy and through real estate. So please join us on that. And then also follow us on social media because we are really devoted to educating you, inspiring you to build wealth in real estate and to add value and contribution to other areas of your life. So thank you, Doren. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Bryan. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Wednesday.